Back.
Yes.
Hold on, I see Tear. Before anything else, we need to go get Tear.
Tear.
I need... Oh no, it's not Tear. It's 50 cents. Well, 45 cents. Alright. Do you want to get back to this guy and talk about cryptids? Because that's what we were doing when we dropped off.
Yes.
Okay. I already did my best to inform you. I don't really know what else I could discuss with a layman.
We are not a layman, Moral. Come on. Morale.
Yeah, we are a lawman.
We are a lawman that is very interested in arresting a certain cryptid or two. All right? I saw Bigfoot down the street mugging some guy. All right? I need to know how to find him. Have you heard about this ice bear fridge cryptid? I know where its lair is.
Oh my god!
It has eaten a person, okay?
What if a cryptid is behind the murder?
it's the ice bear fridge is in fact still alive. It's a robot bear murdering people.
Five Nights at Ice Bear.
Five Nights at Ice Bear fridge.
I want to know about the biggest cryptid, the giant of Coconut Nor.
That's impressive, I guess. But have you seen it with your own eyes?
Yeah!
Have you seen it?
Turn it on him, alright.
I haven't had a chance to travel to Coco Nor. No. And I likely never will. The Samaskill desert region has been embroiled in a small civil war for the last 8 years.
Ooh.
I fear this mindless barbarism may have wiped out the elusive creature entirely. Sightings of towering luminosities have grown rare recently. While
It remains unclear what this has got to do with you seeing it. As he was inquiring before, he was just being defensive.
Wow, he's so mean.
Just tell me about a cool cryptid. Any cryptid.
No offense, officer, but I'm not much of a pedagogue. I don't know what I would have done if Lena hadn't persuaded me to go back to field research. You should ask her if you want interesting stories.
Wow.
Me? I'm not a people person, unless you haven't noticed. And I don't make a good lecturer. My strength lies in field work and persistence.
He brushes an errant strand of hair from his eye.
I know about the most dangerous, okay, never mind. I know about the most dangerous cryptid, the gnome of Genoma?
I think that's Jeroma.
Jeroma?
Formerly the most dangerous, yes. But do you know the most dangerous living cryptid?
Living? No.
The most dangerous cryptid is a carnivorous ruminant, known colloquially as the dread moose.
The dread moose?
It's a vampire moose.
Yes. The dread moose subsists entirely on flesh. It has even been known to dig up fresh graves in search of sustenance.
Okay.
Necromancer moose?
What does the dread moose look like?
Just like an ordinary ardent moose.
What?
Alright.
Then how can you tell if it's the ordinary or the dread kind?
You can't. That's what makes it so dreadful and hard to identify.
I'm completely 100% behind the idea of this dead moose. I utterly believe it exists.
Of course you do.
Kim! Why don't you?
The bodies found in the forest are just one piece of physical evidence. There's more. Sightings in Vasa, reaching back 4 centuries. But, of course, nothing satiates the skepticism of.
Hold on, what was that other one that we got? That the blue check that was like... It was rhetoric, okay.
Okay.
A detective. Pardon me, I did not wish to seek conflict. It's simply my training to question things.
Okay.
Understood, Lieutenant.
The man tips his head slightly and then looks to you. Now what?
Does cryo in like Latin mean frozen?
I'm not... Cryo? Cryo, yes. Like ice or cold or
Okay,
something like that, yes.
I misread that. I'm sorry. Yeah, because I know. Yeah, I know about because chiropractor. I'm guessing that must be some kind of like frozen thing. I know about the chiropractor catalensis.
Oh, everyone knows about that one. Thanks to Professor Mijanu being the talk of the town for a time.
Oh yeah, that was the one. That was the bacteria or whatever. I think that let her live forever or something. But drove her insane.
I don't remember.
A bit of jealousy there. He'd want that glory, truth be told. Even if he'd have to inject himself with bacteria to get it.
Oh yeah.
Probably because her life ended as a result of her work in Gutler. No one remembers her contributions to the search for the Nong-Ok.
No. Oak.
A flightless cursor owl found in the Seminine Isles. Its long legs permit the Nong-Ok to run faster than any other avian. Perhaps any other animal. Who knows? When it's not hunting its prey in this manner, the ok hangs from tree branches, like a bat, waiting to dive on hapless prey below on the jungle floor. Mijanu liked extreme animals, you see. One of the few figures of the academic establishment I respect. Really a shame she disappeared.
When did she disappear?
Oh, decades ago. In the 30s. I didn't know her personally, of course. The chasm of academic pretension still stood before us, even though she had unusual courage for someone from the other side.
Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah.
By all means.
We haven't done 3
Yeah.
yet.
Okay. Lena seems pretty. Lena seems pretty eager for you to return.
I see that you're coughing again. Is it contagious?
And I'm
No.
eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
You look south where Lena should be. Or
Come
would
on,
be.
Morale. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
Won't let Lena down. Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the phasmid somehow.
I didn't know the phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
Really? She sighted the phasmid? She didn't tell me that.
Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious phasmid.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
Another cough into his fist this time.
Maybe you should go back to the whirling, warm up, and check on the traps later.
No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
He's dead set on this. I could go for some trap setting.
What if we checked on the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
He looks at you with obvious surprise.
Cryptozoology and detective work are very similar.
But chaos!
Yes, indeed. Both require a great deal of research, attention to detail, and, above all, persistence.
Where are the traps?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them,
He gestures to the trap in front of him.
you should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture?
The pursuit of knowledge is its own justification.
Is it?
He doesn't look too convinced, but the small shrug indicates, why not?
Will all these traps be marked on our map?
Yeah, we'll see them. They'll have the green outline like other stuff.
Okay, good, because I was slightly worried that they wouldn't.
Nah, why wouldn't they?
Fair point. What do I do if there's a phasma in one of the traps?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
What should I do if I encounter the phasmas in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
A week?
Oh, lay it on me.
Not thick?
No.
Present your armpits. I didn't read far enough along. Alright, are you sure you don't want to go thick?
No.
Aw.
Wise choice.
He douses you with the odd-smelling spray and then gives you a satisfied nod.
This is the smell of dying reeds, of longing crumbling into the water.
I hope you're not buying this. It dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
He looks at the lieutenant with disdain, then puts the spray back into his pocket.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's
Right,
get to
which
it.
means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now...
Alright.
Okay.
These heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes, crumbling. Alright. Now let's get the one down below first.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
Look around.
Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently. When this district was booming, the reeds were kept at bay. Nothing obscured the freshly painted facades. Nowhere for drunks and adventurous teenagers to hide. Now only the wind blows.
Reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Big surprise. Anyway, one down. 3 to go.
No need to grin. I'm not expecting to find anything. I'm helping some citizens and gain some fresh air.
I meant no offense. Just...
The lieutenant doesn't know how to finish the sentence. He looks at you, putting the trap back on the ground.
Leave.
Alright, I believe... Yeah, it's not going to tell me anything. Actually, hold on. There's the wheel over here.
Uh-huh.
Is that where the drunk fell? I don't remember.
Because right before we started this, you said that this got a major update.
No, I didn't say major, or I didn't mean major.
Oh.
I said it had an update with a bunch of, like, mystery stuff.
So a slightly large update.
I wouldn't even... It was a small update, I would say.
Okay, small update. You made it sound bigger at first when you were describing it to me.
I made it sound much bigger than it probably was then. I did a better job than I should have. Alright, let's see here. I'm trying to remember where the traps are. So there's those two. I know where the other one where another one is. I'm trying to remember where there's a third one, because there's 4 traps total. Oh, there it is. Okay.
A familiar
Oh, hey,
apparatus
bots.
lies
Lovely.
among the reeds. Another one of Morel's traps, weighed down by stones to keep it in place.
Look around.
The reeds sway in the coastal breeze. They seem to be waiting for something. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year.
Would you say stands could be a cryptid?
I mean, they don't seem rare enough given what happens in JoJo's.
Reach
Also, they're
for
not
the
living
trap.
creatures, so...
Okay, reach for the trap.
This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap.
Lieutenant takes a note, and more out of habit than duty.
How are you enjoying the cardio, Lieutenant? I'm quite enjoying it myself.
Always up for a good job. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you?
He smiles and raises his collar. It's windy. I mean, he was complaining about it before. Like, he's like, you always run everywhere?
Kim is fun.
I like Kim. Although I'm really curious what happens if we abandon him or like get him to leave and have Kuno join us. I'm really curious what happens with that.
Maybe you could do that on your own future playthrough.
I mean, that's literally what I was thinking. I'm like, I'm gonna have to do another playthrough or like reload a save somewhere. And then do that and see what happens when I have Kuno.
I wonder how early you could get Kuno.
I have no idea. I know there's one near the end.
You said it might be on the map in case you need it.
Doors closed today. Time to put the kids to sleep. No, I know where it's at. It's just a matter of getting there because it's a fair distance from what I recall.
You've gotten up to this point?
Yes, I've done the side quest. There it is.
This trap's not too hard to spot, once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist.
Reach around. I mean, look
I was
around.
going to say, reach around?
The reeds bend forlornly
Oh, God.
towards the water. Some tufts have been crushed. Broken stalks, sickly pale against the darkness. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song, louder on this part of the coast. Nearer somehow. And there's that cold again. Always the cold.
Reach for the trap.
Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done.
His face is red from the cold sea air. He crouches to catch his breath.
One more time, I must stress I did not expect a cryptozoological monstrosity to be in this trap.
Of course. Noted.
He looks at you incredulously as you place the trap back in the reeds. Ahead, decades-old concrete defenses. Children play on them now. Alright, time to go back and check out the one that Morel was at.
I'm not too sure if to say that I'm just playing along, that I don't actually believe in crypto, or should I go along the path of, so Kim, you enjoying this exercise?
Are you just trying to taunt poor Kim?
Like, playfully taunt him. Because we're buddies.
Pals, one might say.
Yeah. Friends.
As long as you're not a racist, he'll be here.
Right.
This is the last of the traps. The one Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality.
Look around.
The reeds hiss and shake in the darkness that has settled over the abandoned camp. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange, somehow.
I'm just wondering if we would have done this midday, would this shivers still be around?
Oh, maybe. I mean, you are by the ocean still, so.
Okay. Reach for the trap.
The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here.
Look closer.
No locust. No phasmid either, but still.
Look closer still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there, I just see an empty trap.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked the trap up and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
Actually, I do get the feeling that someone or something may have messed with this trap.
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not.
But Kim, we should take this on as the case. I hate that it's not an option.
You're right, but they still need to know.
Okay, but after that we get back to our own assignments. There is no justification for this detour at this point of our investigation. We have a lot
Okay.
of work to do back in town.
Leave.
Darn it, Kim. Why can't we just have fun?
I will say, talk to the guys, and then we'll get to Everard and say, hey, we did your signatures.
We can try that. I don't know how much time we have to do that, just because it's like, what is that? It'll be like 9:30, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how long it will take to run to the whirling.
Yeah, because there was something I wanted to hit this on the way. I don't remember if this was open before. This door here.
Okay, we could always get to Everard tomorrow.
Good. I don't remember this door being open.
Maybe it only opens at certain hours?
Maybe? No. Oh, no, we were in here. Okay. One, everything's
Okay.
cleaned out. Two,
Hmm.
I remember the chair room. I just didn't remember that it was this building that had the chair room.
The chair room?
It was the room with only a chair in it and shelves on the side of the wall, right?
Huh.
What else do you want me to call it?
So we're no longer at the whirling. Will we do end day discussions then?
Probably. Scribbled between the thighs of a page 3 girl. Well, now it's gone. Alright, let's see.
Lori do disco, I thought it said.
Lori Green de Disco. I just want to see if our buddy here has anything for Egg's music.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
No, there's nothing here. Alright. I was just curious.
I thought he had something.
You had that Call to Mama Dakwa thing.
Yeah, but
went
we
through
couldn't.
that.
Yeah.
They did say it would take a while, so I don't know.
Maybe something on day 4?
Maybe. He's messing with your head, Kuno. He's gonna make you squeal. Oh, this guy's new.
It's great to see you again, officer.
He grins,
My
bowing
wife
awkwardly.
can't wait to thank you. Go on, talk to her.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
Just doing my job, ma'am.
But it was a truly epic long-distance trek.
Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie. Mexican origin. The pin is an antique. Quite special.
She hands you a thin ribbon held together by a silver bird skull.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes. You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course, is more important.
How about choice 1? You've never told me if you've seen the phasmid.
Oh, you don't want to hear about some old woman's ramblings.
Ramblings? Nonsense. Your description of the phasmid is the most precise I've ever heard.
But darling, I didn't even get the size of it right.
Is it Cthulhu?
You were a child, my dear. Really. It's extraordinary what you were able to describe. Now go on. Tell our friend about it. He's proven his interest in the field.
Reflexively, the lieutenant read his familiar notebook.
Well, it was summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one. Many times my height, I remember. When, all of a sudden...
Wait, where was this and how old were you?
I'm getting ahead of myself. I was 5.5 in Betancourt in the suburbs. My grandmother had a summer home there.
Betancourt got bombed in the war. It used to be quite near, circa 20 kilometers from here.
What happened?
Strangest moment of my life. I looked up and one of the reeds moved. Not like a plant, but like a living thing. It stood up and looked at me. Its body unfolded like some antique toy. I've never seen anything like it.
She had no fear, just surprise.
I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved, swaying, towering above me. After a while, 20 seconds, a minute maybe, it left. Went into the reeds.
Did you follow it?
I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I was just standing there knee-deep in mud, looking around me.
Where did you go? Don't go.
Then what?
I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. Of course, she just laughed at me, but I knew what I'd seen. For years, it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys. That sort of thing. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing anecdote. So did I, honestly. But then I met Morel.
We were on a date. Can you imagine? She tells me a story, and it's the most detailed report of the Insulindian phasmid I've ever heard. The sounds. She told me it hissed.
It did, yes. Like reeds in a gust of wind.
The way it moved, the colour, how some of its limbs were white, like marble. It matched perfectly with what I know from other accounts. It was amazing. If it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago. It's no exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession.
He looks at her with admiration, forgetting a wide smile on his face.
You were on a date?
Our first, yes.
The old woman looks at her husband tenderly.
Its limbs were white.
Not all of them. There is some white coloration reported, along with beige, where the camouflage ends.
How big was it?
It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small yourself. To me, it seemed to be taller than I was then, but that's probably not the case.
Kim, what do you think of this?
I thought it was a wonderful story, man.
He closes his notes and gives her a simple smile.
Maybe do I want to say that to her? Thank you for sharing this with me.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was just such an impossibly sunshiny day. So warm.
And she could get up and walk right into the reeds on her own, into the mud, anywhere.
I really like to hear more about
To hell
cryptids.
with it. Let's have more cryptids.
Pretty sure this is
Of
done,
course,
but...
officers.
Oh, it's the
Okay.
bird one,
Is
that's
there
why.
a particular cryptid
Okay.
you two are interested
Or
in
in the
learning
pen.
about?
Is this bird a cryptid?
No. It's the cryptid.
The cryptid.
Oh, yes.
The small silvery skull shines between your fingers, its beak sharp.
Okay, what is this bird?
The eight-eyed Terratorn, the largest flying avian ever discovered, with a wingspan of 11.5 meters. It was thought to have gone extinct 3,500 years ago. Some even doubted the fossils were real. A mutation, they said. Until...
Mutation? All of evolution is a mutation.
Until it
Until?
was sighted by renowned Gotvaldian explorer and naturalist Uwe Plattenkalk in 21.
This renown seems a bit dubious. Your own catalogue comes up completely empty. But, of course, you are not all-knowing.
Okay, I'd like to hear about this sighting.
It happened on a botanical expedition into the vast and unexplored Oambrau Canyon in southeast Ilmara. Dr. Plattenkalk got separated from his group during a sandstorm.
What happened?
Alone in the blasted desert heat, the doctor wandered eastward, where man hasn't stepped foot in over 1,000 years. Since the fall of Pericarnassus, every now and then the bird
Oh,
would
whoops. I
dive
must have
down
double
to
hit.
feed
That's
on
weird.
an animal carcass somewhere on the
Oh.
horizon. But by the time Uwe got there, the Terratorn had
That's
taken off
fine.
already, and the carcass was picked clean. This happened many times.
That's really weird because I only hit it once. All right.
Huh.
He was lost without any navigation equipment and desperately below on water. After a day or two, he noticed a bird high in the noon sky. A great black bird, it seemed, gargantuan. Every now and then, it came down to animal carcasses. Blah 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 blah. All right, yeah.
Eat
Maybe
the bird.
maybe it's a cryptid that double
It's the
clicked.
only way to survive.
Maybe my pinky finger's a cryptid because it double clicked.
He was following it?
Yes, or rather, hunting. A bird that big has a lot of blood in it, and he was dying of thirst. For many days, Dr. Plottenkalk followed the Terratorn until they reached a great canyon wall where the bird finally landed to rest. Professor climbed up there with a rock in his hand. He found the bird sleeping with his head tucked under its wing, a great black pile of feathers on the perch. So he approached, slowly squeezing the rock in his fist. Then the Terratorn suddenly looked at him. He could see it had 8 eyes, 4 on either side of its skull, like a spider. And the man couldn't move. He was paralyzed, frozen into place with the rock in his hand. Whatever he did, he could not get closer to the bird.
Yeah.
The bird was controlling his mind. It kept him from approaching. He could step back. Every time he stepped forward, paralysis. Uva spent 3 days trying until the bird flew away.
An 8-eyed, mind-controlling bird? No way.
Yes, way, sweetie. Cryptozoologists have been tracing it ever since. But Wamrau is vast, mysterious, and holds many secrets.
Modern radar telemetry shows great promise. We will confirm this one by the end of the decade, latest.
This one I liked. Not only does it have 8 eyes, and is a living fossil, and the largest bird ever, it also does mind control.
I know, this one's really cool.
He's sincere. He likes the audacity of it.
Kim wants the all in or nothing bid. He wants you to go insane with it or just stop pretending.
So that was the last anyone ever saw of it?
Sadly, yes. But there are numerous reports of 8-eyed bird skulls from Ilmara. And then there's the striking resemblance to the Pericarnassian imperial eagle, an ancient heraldic symbol that is hard to pass off as coincidence. The imperial eagle, too, had 8 eyes.
Interesting.
Very, very hard.
This one's very famous. Everyone knows it. People will be looking at that tie on you and thinking, that man is into cryptids. So, what else do you want to know?
Is that a cryptid on this pen you gave me?
Yes. It's the kind green ape. Half war story, half undiscovered species in the genus Homo.
War story?
Yes, it was reported by soldiers in South Safra during the war. The kind green ape would visit bunkers during the night, healing wounded soldiers with its saliva.
So it would lick people to back to health. Wow, with the saliva.
Yes, it has amazing healing qualities. Some soldiers reported growing back limbs, regaining their sight.
And there was something, and there was something about an undiscovered subspecies of man?
Indeed, there is. It's our closest relative among the cryptids. Same taxonomic family, different genus. Which is to say, the kind green ape is a species with which we share a common ancestor, and that evolved parallel to our own. Just like your partners.
I always heard that.
I knew it, Kim. You're not human.
I always heard that pronounced genus, But
I'm curious if it's an accent thing. Like, is it pronounced differently in, say, like France or something?
oh, okay, because you said the writer is French.
I think Polish was the one.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. It might just be a different way of pronouncing it from a different language.
Is that why? Is that why I always have to take the lead, like him?
I'm beginning to wonder if I should.
Oh.
Looks at you with wonder and sincere pity. Wow.
Oh.
Please
Oof.
don't misunderstand me, either of you. I didn't mean to imply that Saolites are inferior to us. In many ways, you are superior. For example, your earwax doesn't have a foul odor like ours does.
Okay.
A tremendous evolutionary advantage.
Did I just unintentionally insult Kim there?
I think you did.
Oh shit. I'm sorry, Kim.
Why are you mean to Kim?
Oh. Now Kim won't like us anymore. Oh. Man, I can't get enough of these cryptids!
I'm glad you like them, but I'm not really one to tell you about all of them. You should ask my husband if you get the chance. He's the real expert.
That's all for now, ma'am.
Morale, we need to tell you about your traps.
Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
He gives you a gruff pat on the shoulder.
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
So, I checked all the traps.
Good. Okay. And?
And one of them was... empty.
Completely empty?
Yes, there was no... yes, there was nothing in the trap. No locusts, no phasmid.
No locusts? No phasmid either?
That's not ideal, but...
He rubs his chin.
The empty trap was the one at your campsite. Maybe this factors into it somehow?
I definitely left that one stocked.
Right from the campsite? Just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
She's engaging in a well-known self-deception called motivated reasoning. You should correct them.
Of course, more clever.
Oh, Kim, why?
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure.
Another trip to the reeds.
It's not very scientific to reason backward from a conclusion you want to be true.
I appreciate your concern, officer, but please leave this to the experts. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture.
You're jabbing at the soft underbelly of his psyche. He realizes he's gotten defensive.
Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened?
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main
You
investigation
insulted
here.
him.
This has been refreshing, but...
I forget if we have something that'll help with this. We did get that tie, and I don't know what that tie does off the top of my head. Inland and Volition. Shivers. I think we only have the one. Goes composure.
I don't think we do have anything.
No, it's literally just the gloves that we're wearing, and that's it. So that's the best
Uh,
we got.
Hello.
And we're going to be
Lena
sitting
and
at
I were just
a 58.
discussing the design of the new trap.
We could come back later when we have something to help boost it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what was the Ice Bear Fridge one?
Wait, what? Hold on. What?
The Ice Bear Fridge stat.
No. Hold on. I just saw
Okay.
something that I think this is the thing that might have been added, or one of them.
Oh.
All these mesmerizing machines, just waiting to be plugged back in and played.
Run your finger across the dust of the white Diora machine.
Feels like it might jump back to life any moment. The lights illuminating the white-robed woman.
Hold on just a second. We're at about that time to end the episode. I don't know how long this will take.
No, not again! Why you gotta always break it on the worst times?